Hi guys, welcome to Peabody Award winning The People's Duchess. Thank you so much for joining me for today's video. I am really excited about today's video. I always am. We are covering one of my favorite topics of all time, bridal fashion. Bridal fashion and bridal history kind of go hand in hand for me. So when I was making this video, I really enjoyed the historical context, reading about the dresses, who wore them, what the times were like, and how the times influenced their fashion. This top 10 list is going to be really festive. I love a good Vera Wang. I love a good Elie Saab. And I do love a good simple wedding dress, but I really love when brides go over the top glamour, unexpected colors. I just love when they mix it up a little bit in their bridal style. I am a more Jessica Biel, Gwen Stefani, Beyonce type of wedding dress gal. I like that very dramatic. I like the unexpected color. I like the over the topness of it all. I love that Vivienne Westwood that Carrie wore to her unfortunate first wedding to Mr. Big. I just loved that, and the little doves in her hair, that was just really cute and actually a throwback to one of our royal brides, and we'll get into that right now. Kicking things off is the white wedding dress that started it all. Queen Victoria of the United Kingdom married Prince Albert of Saxe-Coburg and Gotha on February 10th, 1840. She chose to wear a white wedding dress made from heavy silk satin. The Honiton lace used for her wedding dress proved an important boost to Devon lace making. Queen Victoria has since been credited with starting the white wedding and white bridal gown trend. Although she wasn't the first documented royal to be wearing white, she just really popularized it. Number 9, Grace Kelly. Whether it's the high collar, lacy long sleeves, and pure waist, or a combination of everything, this is probably one of the most inspired wedding dresses out there. And for someone who isn't as drawn to lace dresses, I think Helen Rose demonstrated a very skilled hand in this dress design by breaking up the top and bottom fabrics, using breathable Belgian lace for the top and then a heavy silk organza for the skirt. The demure neckline was great, and the fun lovebird moment in the lace cap she wore in lieu of a tiara was really trend-setting. The gown itself is now on display at the Philadelphia Museum of Art, where Kelly donated it shortly after the wedding in a nod to her hometown. Number 8 is Lady Diana Spencer. This iconic dress is totally whimsical, but I'll be honest, I didn't quite understand the styling. The dress was quite heavy for a summer wedding. The styling at the time were the shift dresses that were popularized by women like Priscilla Presley, Sharon Tate, Cher, Tina Turner, and most of them were a sleek kind of shifty wedding dress silhouette. So it was totally against the grain to rock up to the church in this massive dress. I guess I just remember thinking, gosh, that's a whole lot of dress for her. But nonetheless, it was and is still super iconic. And I think this was the shift in fashion history where she kicked off the high shoulder, puffy sleeves trend that dominated the following decades after her wedding. And I didn't notice this until very recently while making this video, but this was a total nod to Queen Victoria. Everything about this dress is inspired by Queen Vicky's super popular dress, from the scooped lacy neckline to the puffy bow sleeves with the lace dangling, the corseted waist, down to the poofy full silk organza skirt, and even the champagne-y white color. It was so dramatic, and everyone was kind of caught off guard by its whimsy and character. Meanwhile, Diana was walking into that institution literally standing on business. If they weren't also distracted, they may have noticed that she meant business with this dress, as Queen Victoria was extremely popular and well known for her progressive views on industry, economics, and empire. I always pay attention to the details with this family, and the ladies tend to secret away messages in their dress as a way of personally communicating. And I love the drama. She is still very much loved and missed. But as a Star Wars fan, I like to look at it this way. I think that it's safe to say that she has become more powerful now, 20 something odd years after her death, than she ever was. So, in a lot of ways, Diana's just a straight up Jedi, maybe even a Jedi Master. And it would make a lot of sense. It would explain a lot of things. Just putting it out there. Number 7 is Lady Charlotte Wellesley. One of the more modern royal wedding dresses that I love is Lady Charlotte's wedding dress. She married Alejandro Santo Domingo in May 2016, and the dress is designed by Amelia Wickstead. It's an off-the-shoulder creamy white dress, and it had this textured wool material. It had that unique fold over off the shoulder neckline. I love that. And it really made a splash. It looks so elegant, so chic. Lady Charlotte is the daughter of the 9th Duke of Wellington and a direct descendant of Queen Victoria. She's an avid photographer, a socialite, and a philanthropist. She has a really great fashion sense that definitely showed up in her wedding gown. She paired the gorgeous ball gown with a cathedral-length polka-dotted veil, also super cool, and green heels to match the sashes of her bridal party. Now this is a wedding dress. Loved it. Number 6 goes to Princess Charlotte of Wales, who wed Prince Leopold of Saxe-Coburg in 1860 in this lovely sequin gown. The Grecian style gown features silver sequences throughout, intricate floral details around the collar, delicate puff sleeves, an empire waist, and a sweeping train. Princess Charlotte was married at the time in the 18th century, where the popular royal bridal style was to wear white, as Queen Victoria had. So Charlotte did her little rebel thing and opted for keeping the previous European tradition of wearing silver thread for her wedding. The silk satin dress was overlaid with 3 layers of cream lace net, silver lame threaded embroidery, and several layers of underskirts. And although this dress is known to have been Princess Charlotte's, the skirts and train may not be original to the ensemble, as it was common practice to upcycle wedding dresses at the time and was likely altered and worn by another bride. A fun fact about this dress is that it's well known that Princess Charlotte usually preferred to dress in simple style, so the dress itself was a very unusual choice for her at the time. And her dress is also one of the oldest surviving royal bridal dresses and currently on display at the Queen's Gallery in Buckingham Palace. Number 5 goes to Princess B. Princess Beatrice's gown for her wedding to Edoardo Mappali Mozzi was so traditional, it was in fact worn by her grandmother, Queen Elizabeth, on 3 famous occasions. The dress was originally designed by Norman Hartnell, and the vintage ivory Pau de Soie taffeta gown features a diamante and geometric checked bodice, and organza sleeves were added. The skirt was also altered by the Queen's tailor, Stuart Parvin, to include Duchesse satin in a nod to her mother, the Duchess of York, who used the same satin in the construction of her Linka Sierek wedding dress when she married Prince Petto in 1986. I love this dress. I love the alterations. I love Beatrice's face. I love her aura. But I feel like she's been on the receiving end of pretty merciless press in her younger years. And I'm just really glad that she's in a very happy place, looking amazing, and hopefully flourishing with her beautiful little family. I really like that she upcycled her dress. She's actually the first modern royal bride in recent history to do so. And she spoke candidly about how, given the situation, we were knee-deep in the pandy at the time, she wanted to be mindful of the fact that, you know, people were making sacrifices. And she thought this was a very clever and brilliant way to make that same sacrifice, but elegantly. And I think she pulled it off fabulously with this dress. And then she finished it with the Queen Mary diamond fringe tiara, which, I don't know, as far as tiaras go, I guess it's really cute, but I am a person who does not really appreciate these tiaras because of what they symbolize and stand for and how the British royals came in possession of them. So when it comes to the tiaras, it's a nice little tradition to do, but I think that they should just give back everything that they stole to the countries that they stole them from and be done with it. Number 4 is Lady Kitty Spencer. Lady Kitty Spencer is Princess Diana's niece, the daughter of Charles, Earl of Spencer, Diana's brother, and a very successful Dolce & Gabbana high-end model in her own right. I've spoken about her wedding dress before, but I still want to gag just a little bit more over the 5 different handcrafted gowns for her wedding to South African businessman Michael Lewis. This was such a flex. And yeah, she had a little bit of an advantage in the sense that she had 5 dresses instead of just 1 or 2. But if one of those dresses or 2 of those dresses or more were not that great, it would have really brought down the quality of the entire portfolio of dresses. She took a risk and it paid off big time. I'm here for the drama, and this was the most dramatic series of dresses of all the royal brides I've ever seen. These gowns are truly some of the most gorgeous, intricately designed and dramatic ball gowns for a wedding I have ever seen. Of all the gowns, my favorite is this custom atelier blue and pink floral alta moda gown with this gorgeous matching pink sapphire and diamond necklace and ring set. She had a little cape, it looked like tulle, that was draped over it previously. And how fun is this dress? Like I said, I love an unexpected hue, and although this is technically a reception dress, it still totally counts as the nuptials were in full swing all weekend. This looks so good. I loved it. Number 3 goes to Queen Soraya of Iran. Queen Soraya of Iran married Shah Mohammad Reza Pahlavi on February 12th, 1951 at the Marble Palace in Tehran. She wore a custom-made Atelier Dior haute couture wedding gown that weighed 44 pounds. This dress took 3 months for a team of skilled artisans to craft and was made of 37 yards of silver lame studded with pearls, 6,000 diamond pieces, and 20,000 marabou feathers. Now this is a wedding dress. I love the unexpected design. I love the drama, and this dress just had it all. It's totally gorgeous and looked so glossy, very old Hollywood. I love that. Number 2 goes to Princess Angela of Liechtenstein. She was the first Black royal to marry into a modern European monarchy when she wed Prince Maximilian of Liechtenstein in New York in 2000. Angela is an accomplished designer, and as we discussed in my 10 Black Royal Trailblazers video, she was a total baddie, a boss babe, and a working gal when she caught the eye of the very handsome Prince Max at a high society party in Manhattan. I absolutely love their story, and it's been speculated by me that Meghan's gown is an homage to this very dress. And it's easy to see where those comparisons come from. The dress features an elegant bateau neckline and a very simple A-line silhouette. It's beautiful, it's simple, it's refined, it's elegant. She let her face do all the talking. And she did finish it off with this beautiful, simple, circular pattern Kinski tiara, which was loaned to her by Princess Marie. This is a very popular tiara and has been worn by plenty of the royal brides of Liechtenstein. Now, before we get into number 1, there are a few honorable mentions that I have to shout out. First up is this luxurious, dreamy reception dress Princess Eugenie wore for her reception after marrying Jack Brooksbank in 2018. In what's become a popular, practical bridal tradition, a more comfortable, easy to dance in reception dress is chosen for after the wedding. Princess Beatrice's dress was made by a close friend and designer, Zach Posen, and she said that the dress itself was inspired by Grace Kelly, specifically her romantic chiffon dresses that she wore, and a nod to the English rose. The gown featured that unexpected blush rosé color, and that's really what won me over here. This is such a good pairing. The color with the illusion V-cut, the sweeping train. Stunning, Eugenie, stunning. Next up on our honorable mentions is a familiar face, Priyanka Chopra Jonas. Priyanka's wedding comprised of several wedding pre-parties, two main ceremonies, one Hindu, one Christian, and four multi-city wedding receptions. Her nuptials to Nick Jonas were absolutely over the top, but it was her red Sabyasachi lehenga that took the cake for me, followed by her white Ralph Lauren wedding gown for the Christian wedding. Priyanka's custom lehenga took 3,720 hours to construct and featured a half-sleeved blouse and full ball gown. The lehenga was topped with delicate, hand-cut organza flowers, French knots in silk floss, and layers of intricate, gorgeous threadwork. Her one-of-a-kind white wedding gown was made with 135 satin-covered buttons, 700 spools of ivory thread, 5,600 pearl-seeded beads, 11,632 Swarovski crystals, and over 24,000 high luster sequins, and took 1,826 hours of handwork by 15 skilled ateliers to make. Absolutely fabulous. This is just so freaking good. It's ridiculous. Kudos to Priyanka. She is such a fashionable, stylish woman and definitely deserves this honorable mention. Next up on our honorable mentions are a pair of sisters who absolutely nailed it with their wedding looks. Paris and Nikki Hilton have been at the forefront of fashion culture and American royalty for decades, and I love their sweet, avant-garde wedding dresses. Paris went with De La Renta to design her main wedding dress, which featured these oversized floral appliques and delicate tulle ball gown, while Nikki chose Valentino to design her dress, which also featured floral appliques but were so unique and had a laser cut quality to them that made them sharp and really stand out. So again, as a person who doesn't really find florals for spring particularly inspiring, the Hilton sisters found a way to make it hot. Paris also had several outfit changes during her wedding. I wasn't quite sure of the short dress or the sequined dress, but I did like her white sweetheart chiffon gown, and I do love her De La Renta main wedding gown. And for the moment we've all been waiting for, the number one spot goes to the Duchess of Sussex. The main headlines may have been Meghan's wedding gown, but my number one best royal wedding dress of all time is actually Meghan's Stella McCartney halter reception gown, and we'll just call her wedding dress number 1B. I adored both dresses, but the reception gown edged out the wedding gown for the top spot because of its fun, simple elegance, its timeless silhouette, and the sheer glamour of it all. I'll get into what I loved about her wedding dress next, but this reception dress was so good. The dangly earrings and Diana's massive aquamarine freedom ring were the perfect accessories to this chic party gown. And seeing the pictures of them dancing at the reception and the sheer joy and love that they have for each other won this dress over for me. This is the real Meghan, the front row fashion week it girl, the successful designer, the atelier. I absolutely loved everything about this look from head to toe, including her even messier bun and the fact that they ducked out in that extremely cool Aston Martin. Just literally everything. Now, as for the wedding dress, one might expect the dress to be overly opulent, one being me, but the Claire Waite Keller design piece was surprisingly, refreshingly minimal, which is my second favorite style of dress. It's either all the way blinged out or simple and sophisticated. And when it came to Meghan's wedding dress, I didn't want to make any assumptions. I admittedly did think that perhaps she would have some bling in there, as is custom or tradition for bridal dresses at the time, or perhaps even some lace. I never expected that she would go with this breathtaking dress and veil combination. It caught everyone off guard. It was so stunning. Meghan's dress, in my opinion, pays homage to Princess Angela of Liechtenstein as the very first modern Black American to marry into a European monarchy, and also a fellow fashion designer, fellow model, fellow it girl of her day. Meghan's main wedding dress design featured a striking bateau neckline, 3/4 length sleeves, and a 16-foot train for that little dash of royal razzle dazzle. I love that she finished this look with a veil that had all of the flowers of the Commonwealth sewn into it. It had poppies for her home state of California and other really nice symbols like wheat, symbolizing love and charity. I love how thoughtful this was. Obviously, she put a lot of time and effort into researching the Commonwealth flowers and making sure to incorporate all of the Commonwealth countries on her big day. A really brilliant nod to her future role in the family. Fun fact, the wedding dress was notably very pure white and crafted from delicate double bonded silk Katie material, which called for the seamstresses to have to wash their hands every 30 minutes to keep the tulle and threads pristine. So that is my top 10 list. Did anything surprise you on this list? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching with me. I hope you're having a wonderful holiday season. And if you aren't, I hope it gets better for you. Please remember to be kind and have a great day. Bye.